Hello noobs and noobettes, this is rduke for NoobCraft2.com. In the bottom left corner we've got mijai. In the bottom right corner we've got Hellas. And of course in the top right corner my trusty teammate Daven. As well as yours truly in the top left. As you've already seen, this game is a Zerg Terran versus Protest Terran, and although the month isn't over yet, we've already found our player of the month for January, which is mijai. So just a few words about this game. I think Daven decided to go mech from the start, because mech is always great against hordes of marines. You know, you can beautifully destroy all those marines with siege tanks. I decided to go for mutalisks and zerglings, banelings. So no early pool, just a regular 14 pool with a fast expansion. And mijai here is blocking his entrance off right from the start, so he decided right from the start to go Void Ray. I guess I can tell you that without spoiling too much. I've sped up the replay here a bit because there's just not much to see. Just a regular game. Oh, and there comes mijai's first cybernetics core. Or cut that, it's his only cybernetics core. And Hellas pumping marines like there's no tomorrow. So I've already got some links up, just in case they decide to do an early push. You never know. Better get those troops out. Daven's factory coming up. I've got my tech. Mijai is building his second Stargate, and the first Void Ray is just coming out. So nothing unusual there, just two cannons guarding the entrance. Hellas doing the good old marine thing, researching combat shield before Stimpack. A strange decision, if you ask me. And there we go. Mijai has 4 Void Rays out. And if you look at the drone count, it's just that mijai and Hellas are a bit below us. So their eco isn't as strong as ours until this point. When my Spire gets out, so I could produce units to defend against those nasty Void Rays. They arrive and start destroying it. Yeah, great. I love it when it happens. Well, anyways, I've got some banelings. Roll upgrade is not finished. And Hellas is doing his push too. I'm having some micro troubles there, I think. But still enough to blast off all those pesky marines. So the thing why I don't pull my drones out of there is I don't want to hint him that I have another base. I want to keep this base up. My expansion, that is. Yeah, and although this is patch 1.2 and there's no speed upgrade for the Void Rays anymore, they still do pretty much damage against everything when they're loaded. I think that's why Daven didn't push in there, because Marines, they just explode. Luckily I could build a hydralisk then, before he destroyed my spawning pool. That's the great thing about Zerg. As long as your spawning pool is up, you can still build other tech buildings. Yeah, I love that. I think he tried to pun us here. What do you think, Daven? Well, I don't know if he expected a GG or anything. And so instead of going for my expansion, he decides that it's now time to kill Daven's Marines, which gave me enough time in turn to build up some hydralisks. There you go. Just beautiful. And of course I'm gonna lose those. But I managed to take down 2 of his Void Rays. So there's only 2 left. Hellas trying another push. Only Marines, nothing else. No Marauders. Hellas pulling back his forces. First medevac out, which got accidentally loaded with a Marine, I think. That's the bad thing about waypoints with medevacs. If you set them to your units, they'll pick it up. It would be cool if they introduced something like to auto attack right from a building, because then you'd have medevacs following your units and healing them automatically. But then again, where's the fun in that? Hydras get caught in a pretty inconvenient spot, and the Marines are in lots of trouble. So I'm about rebuilding my economy, because of course that hurt me pretty bad. But the drone count is still in favor of us. Yeah, thinking is something you shouldn't do, really. Just play. So boosting economy, and as Mijai doesn't come up with something else, I decide to just go mass hydralisks to counter his Void Rays. And of course some banelings to support Daven and his siege tanks. Yeah, Hellas getting angry. I don't think so. So of course we can't sit there forever, so Daven decided to try to contain them inside their base. That's usually very good, because if they can't expand, you have the macro. And Hellas switched to Banshees in the meantime, which is bad for the siege tanks, but not that much of a problem. I'm sending an Overseer over there right now, I think. Yeah, there it is. And we have a nuke coming up here at Hellas' base. who did not research stim yet, which is sad. Because those marines are so much better when they're stimmed. And they're doing insane DPS. And Mijai has some Colossi out. Yeah, there were some Banshees who tried to drop into Daven's base, but he was paranoid enough to not let them do that. He just built a bunch of turrets. Because he was somehow foreseeing that to happen. I don't know how he did it. He's the Oracle. Yeah, another great king. Look at that proton cannon line. And look at those poor Colossi. They're so getting raped by the siege tanks there. Well, yeah, and the photon cannons are all gone. Now we've got a defensive nuke coming in. The problem is, you have to have some units to finish off the siege tanks as soon as they unsiege. Well, that's the whole point of the defensive nuke against siege tanks, in my opinion, because there's not much you can do. We decided to push. I'm losing quite some Hydras there, but who cares? By that time the game was practically over. Oh, another thing I like, Planetary Fortress at the natural. Yeah, you should definitely do that. Yeah, I love TS. Anyways, this concludes this game. I hope you enjoyed it. And to sum it up, why did he get this award? It was the most uninspired and most unadaptive play in combination with all heads and no cavalry I've seen in a long time. Yeah, GG. Bye.